Watch Me Build. I'm excited to be here with all of you. Sam is unfortunately sick. He's got strep throat, so he won't be joining us. He can barely talk right now, so we're going to excuse him from today's Watch Me Build as well. But we're going to be able to do a lot of really good stuff today. We're going to do a combination on today's Watch Me Build. We're going to do a Watch Me Edit, Watch Me Fix, and then we're also going to do a Watch Me Build. Okay, so the plan for the Watch Me Edit, we're going to actually go into our agency's account. We're going to work on a campaign. So, and I'm going to show you a really cool tool that we're going to give you guys. We'll link to it here in this video. And I'll actually kind of tell you what we're going to be doing with this tool as well inside of Upex that'll help you guys identify where your problems are in your campaigns. And what's going to be cool is this tool is also going to be integrated into Upex pretty soon. So you'll be able to actually get this feedback right there inside of Upex, which will be great. So really excited about that. And we'll be able to go from there. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to go, I'm going to pull up our template metrics real fast and pull up our campaign that we're going to be working on. All right, here. Okay, so this campaign here is what we're going to be working on. It's a little bit expensive in terms of what the campaign is costing. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to share my screen real fast. And so we're going to be focusing on this soft wave therapy, okay? And so what we're seeing right now with this template is our CPMs are looking pretty good. Our click-through rate's lower than what we'd like it to be, and our conversion rate's lower than what we like it to be. But the biggest problem, obviously, that stands out is we have a pretty high cost per lead on this thing. So this is a campaign that that we're flagging, saying that, hey, we need to go ahead and work on this. Now, I want to show you this tool that we have that we're going to be linking to it here in the group. So you guys will be able to utilize this tool yourself. And we're going to be integrating this tool into Upex here. And it's called our Campaign Health Score. All right, what it allows you to do is to do a couple of inputs, and then it's going to flag where your problems are and give you your targets for what you need to do for your campaigns. And when this tool actually gets fully integrated into Upex itself, you'll be able to see those pieces right there next to the campaigns inside of your template metrics. So, but how this tool works is I'll go in here and I'm going to take the data that we've got. So we've got over the last 7 days, it's had 9,824 impressions, right? I just type it in here, 9,824 impressions. Our CPM costs here for this campaign are $20.75. We'll go ahead and put that in there. Our click-through rate is 0.76%. Okay. Our conversion rate is 5.33%. We'll put that in there. And then our target cost per lead is going to be $20. Okay. And so here's what where this tool actually is pretty cool, and it'll tell us what we need to do in order to actually optimize things. Okay. So first and foremost, let me actually, and then how much budget did we spend? I forgot to put that in there. It's like it shouldn't be telling me things have gone good. 203.82. There we go. Okay. Perfect. So now we've got how much we've spent. We've got our impressions. We've got our CPMs in here. We've got a click-through rate. We've got a conversion rate, and then we have our target cost per lead. Okay. I'm actually do $40 a day here. I'm sorry, guys. I totally forgot that I need to specify 1 day, not a full 7 days here. So $18.99, $18.17. There we go. Sorry here. That's what was throwing those off. Okay, perfect. So now what you're seeing is it's actually flagging right here on our campaign health score. It's flagging we have an impressions problem. It doesn't actually, it's doing lots of different calculations throughout. As you can see, there's different math problems that it's doing in order to give us. And what it's telling us is what our targets are. So if we're spending $40 a day with a CPM of $18.17, and we have a click-through rate of 0.76 and a conversion rate of 5.33, in order to get to a target cost per lead, we need to increase our impressions. And also make sure that these are also correct as well here. Perfect. So that's our problem. Our conversion rate isn't a problem. What's cool too is this tool actually spit out what your target should be. So let's say our target cost per lead was only supposed to be $10 a lead, right? So you see how it changes these numbers. So now it says that your click-through rate needs to be at 1% and your conversion rate needs to be at $9.99%, right? And we're currently at 0.24 or 4.66 is the difference between the two, right? So we're way off on those. Or let's say you wanted your target cost per lead to only be $5, right? Same thing. It's going to give you those numbers that you have to hit with your current budget, your current CPM cost, and then what you need to do. So it's a really cool tool that you guys will be able to use. So for us, we're looking for $20 CPM. In this case, actually, $10 CPM wouldn't be a bad idea for our cost per lead wouldn't be a bad idea for this campaign. And so we need to, our impressions, they're flagged as yellow. So we need to do a little bit to improve our impressions. Our click-through rate needs some serious improvement. That's why it's being flagged as red, and our conversion rate needs some serious improvement. So this tool will also kind of give you some ideas. So if impressions are flagged, which they're yellow, so they're not bad, but they could use a little bit of improvement. So the campaign isn't delivering enough impressions. Increase your budget, adjust targeting, or improve the offer, which will improve the interaction rate to lower your CPM costs. So the easiest thing that you can do would be to increase your budget or adjust the targeting. Now with local campaigns, the easiest form of targeting adjustment you can actually do is going to be just changing the radius or changing the zip codes or the cities that you may be targeting, just by adding one more zip code in or adding one more radius in, a little bit wider radius. You'll be able to dramatically improve usually your CPM costs. Okay, and I'll show you here a tool that you'd be able to use for that targeting purpose to find some good zip codes maybe to hit, or if you're doing a radius, kind of what you can expect with that. If the click-through rate is flagged, which in this case it is, and we got a red flag on it, the campaign isn't getting enough clicks. So you need to improve the creative, adjust the ad copy to be more clear and compelling, or adjust the offer to get more interest. Okay, so the click-through rate is, it's not too bad. We need to improve it by about 25%. So we need to bump it up from 0.76 to a 1% click-through rate. So we need to do a little bit of adjusting there. If the conversion rate is flagged, the campaign isn't converting enough. Make the call to action more clear, make it easier to take action, and make sure the landing page is congruent with the offer and messaging of the ad. Now, this is the most important component too, is that congruency. If your conversion rate is low on a campaign, I would be willing to bet good money that your problem is congruency more than it is anything else. Your ad is saying one thing, because if they're clicking on it and they're getting to that page, especially a Facebook lead gen form, they're getting to that form and you have a really low conversion rate, it's because there's a messaging difference between the two, okay? And this is where we have our most serious problem with this campaign, is the conversion rate. So that's where we're gonna start first when we look to edit this campaign. So we're gonna go here into this campaign and we wanna double check some things, all right? So what's cool with UpX is now we're able to see this campaign, we're able to see how all of it's laid out, and we can take a look at the performance and make sure for that congruency with the conversion rate. So here's what we're telling people when they click the ad, right? For just $49 for your first soft wave treatment, right? And then we're talking about, a imagine suffering from back pain every day, and then imagine if it's gone forever without invasive surgery, all these different things, right? And then you talk about sciatica, low back pain, upper neck, pain radiating down the leg, etc., right? And it's not just back pain, it can even restore function and reverse pain with things like joint pain, muscle injuries, arthritis, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so I'm already starting to pick up why the click-through rate's a little bit low. I'll circle back to that as well. Then we have our description here. And then we have the actual lead gen form itself. And it just jumps straight into the offer. So we've got the directness good, and we got a check mark there with the directness. So the special offer includes 1 treatment of soft wave therapy, reduce pain and swelling, back, knee, and shoulder, promote healing in tissue and muscles, increase range of motion, functional evaluation, and doctor consultation. You can see one of the moves that was made with this particular campaign was you take what they're getting and then you break out the benefits of it, right? So that's a really good thing that you want to do when you are, it's called feature benefit. So you say, okay, here's what you're going to get and here's why you want that. So it really helps compel people to that. But the problem that I can see right out of the gate is, what are we telling people? If we look here, and back pain, right? I don't see anything in here that's speaking directly to back pain, right? So we have a congruency issue going on now with this. We also have, if you look here in the body, another congruency problem. Look at all these other things that aren't necessarily calling out back pain, right? We've got neck, we've got pain radiating down the leg, we've got arthritis, we've got tennis, golfer's elbow, we have carpal tunnel. None of these things have to do with back pain, which is what we're specifically calling out here. We're asking people to end their back pain, okay? So we need to adjust this campaign for congruency. So what I'm actually going to do is we're going to duplicate this, right? And because what I want to do is I want to keep this, I want to keep these edits separate from the other campaign so we can also kind of compare and contrast against those. All right, so we know what our first problem was, right? So we can actually go ahead and pull this up real fast here with our, oops, pull this up here. We're going to do this, hold on here. I want that soft wave. There it is. All right, so we've got this here. Perfect. And now let's go ahead and, so we can kind of take a look here. So some of the things that we're going to want to edit right out of the gate, right? So we want to make sure we're talking about back pain. So anything that doesn't have to do with back pain, we're just going to get rid of it, all right? So where it says, imagine suffering from back pain every day and then imagine it's gone forever without invasive surgery or addictive medication. Soft wave therapy is a breakthrough technology that heals the body using its own healing properties, which means that when it comes to back pain, right? And then we're listing all these other kind of things that don't have anything to do with it. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this line here. So when it comes to back pain, this new therapy is a game changer. So, and then where it says, and it's not just back pain, it can even restore function, reverse pains, like all this crap here. None of this matters, right? Because we're talking about back pain. It's fluffy. We don't like fluffy and ad copy. You need directness when it comes to that stuff. So we want to do something special to allow more people to try this new breakthrough treatment. We've set aside 20 vouchers so new patients can receive their first software therapy for $9, $150 value. Click link below to take advantage of this offer and start the journey to natural healing. Okay, so we've cleared out the fluffiness, but now we need to add some pieces back in. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into Jasper here, one of my favorite tools to help with copywriting here. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to actually use their persuasive bullet points, okay? And I'm going to take what we've already written, and it's going to give us, so then we're going to go ahead and throw this headline in here. Go ahead and generate this, and it's going to give us some breakdowns of what we can do. So no surgery or addictive medications needed, heals the body using its own healing properties, $49 for the first treatment. Perfect. All right, so this right here is going to give you a nice outline of what you can do. All right, you're going to see how we're going to rewrite this in just a second. All right, so now let's go ahead over here to our documents real fast. I'm going to go ahead and paste over this text, right? So boom, it's really this section right here that we want to kind of expand a little bit, because what is soft wave therapy, right? That's one of the questions that we would want to have answered, okay? Right, so breakthrough technology that heals the body using its own healing properties, i.e. stem cells, okay. So I really like this, some of these bullet points here. So, all right, I'm gonna throw these up top and you can kind of see what I'm gonna do here. All right, so say goodbye to back pain without surgery medication. That should be your top aligned thing. Oh, and the other thing too I'm gonna throw on here as well is what's called attention, interest, desire, and action. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna copy this over in here. And again, the goal that we're working towards in this, I'm going to leave all those spots, it's fine. The goal that we're working towards in all this is a more congruent, clean copy that will improve click-through rate and conversion rate, right? That's what we're going for. All right. Perfect. I actually really like that first one. I really like this first one. So we're going to go ahead and copy this as well. We're going to throw this over here in good old Jasper. All right, so this is where we're actually going to be working off of. And now what we're going to do, because this is a good framework, so we have the attention, interest, desire, and action framework here. We have our key bullet points, and now we can, and then we have our old ad copy down here, okay? So we are going to make these edits and kind of change things up to make sure that everything fits really well together. And we're going to have a new ad copy that's all congruent, including adding some emojis as well, because emojis actually do pretty well in helping with conversion and click-through rate. So, all right, so we've got suffering from back pain. That's a perfect opening line. So I actually do like the way this opens up. So this is good. So we're going to take this line here. Imagine suffering from back pain every day, and then imagine it gone forever without invasive surgery or addictive medication. And then I'm going to also throw in, because we're going to put a bit of a qualifier in here. Imagine suffering from chronic back pain. Okay, so I want to put that in there just so, again, we're also trying to eliminate people who aren't necessarily going to get be our target audience. So you want to put in your ad copy little things like that that can help eliminate maybe somebody who's just got like, I just woke up and my back hurts, versus somebody who they wake up every day, their back hurts, right? Okay, soft wave therapy is a breakthrough technology, right? So here's where we go. That heals the body using its own healing properties. And I don't like the way this is phrased. That means it's a game changer when it comes to treating back pain. So what we're going to do, so soft wave therapy is a breakthrough FDA approved technology that heals the body using its own, let's see here, how do we want to phrase this? That heals the body using its own healing properties. I just don't really like that. That heals the body. Curious. And this is where, again, Jasper's awesome. Go ahead and tell this to rephrase this. Let's see what it comes up with. I really don't like that line. Yeah. It's kind of repeating itself here. Cutting edge FDA approved treatment that uses I get where it's going here. I like that actually. The soft wave. So we'll say soft wave therapy is a cutting edge FDA approved treatment that uses natural healing, uses the natural healing abilities body to reverse chronic back pain. There we go. That's better. I got where I was going there. So I'll then say, we'll get rid of that here. We'll go ahead and I'm going to put in this here. I'm going to do this hopeful and hopeful. And we'll go ahead. And now what I want to do, kind of expand on this a little bit. On the basis of painless, using your own stem cells to heal the body from within. So say goodbye to back pain for good and get started with soft wave therapy today. Boom. I actually like the way that all just ended. I actually like it a lot. Except there is the element of you want that element of scarcity. So we might do that. We set aside. Yeah, we'll do that. Even though I really do kind of like that line. We'll put it back. We'll keep this because we need that element of scarcity in there. All right, so we've got the element of scarcity, right? And so now we just want to make sure that we're talking about everything in here, right? So say goodbye to back pain, check. Get your first soft wave therapy treatment, check. Painless, non-invasive, check. And heals the body using stem cells, check. So we've checked off all those boxes, so I can go ahead and clear that out. And now what we're going to be able to do is take this. This will now be our new ad copy that's a lot less fluffy. And now we can take it in here and do that, okay? Let me just clean up all these big old white spaces is one of the downsides, because it throws these massive amounts of white space when I paste over. So that is a lot shorter, a lot cleaner, a lot more direct, and stays congruent with what we talked about in the ad, right? The ad image is saying back pain. Now we're talking exclusively about back pain and specifically chronic back pain, right? Now we can create, and we'll do this here in just a minute. We're going to copy this over here. We can create multiple templates now that maybe do neck, or they'll do sciatica, right? So you can now get granular, and that's the most important part when you guys are building your templates, is you want to make sure that you're granular with these, right? Don't do broad stuff, right? So if you are doing solar, for instance, be specific. Solar for 2-story homes, solar for 1-story homes, solar for people with Spanish style roofs, solar with people with tile roofs, solar for people that, maybe you have a thing with Tesla, right? So people interested in Tesla's power walls, right? Be specific. Break these templates out. You're going to get way better results as you niche down super specifically, right? And when you think you're specific, go further, right? So you want to get to the smallest audience possible without limiting Facebook, right? So you want your Facebook targeting to be as broad as you can get it, and then you limit with your offer. And then what happens is the Facebook algorithm, as people are clicking and interacting, the algorithm will figure out who it needs to target in order to continue to drive those type of engagements. Because if it's seeing really good engagement, it wants to show your content more to the audience. If it's seeing bad engagement, then it doesn't want to show it. I mean, it's going to show it out of obligation because you're paying for it, and then they're going to jack up the prices for it. But if you can get super granular, you're going to get a lot more engagement naturally because of it. And you want to get granular with your creative and your offer. You don't want to get granular with your targeting. The only exception being if you're running big statewide, national, country-sized campaigns where your audiences are a couple million people, then yeah, shrink that audience down to where you can get a granular audience of 250, 300, 400,000 people. You don't ever really, in my opinion, you don't ever really want your audience to get above 500,000 people, period, no matter what you're marketing. because you can't get specific messaging then if your audience is too big, right? If you, let's say you're going to do a targeting with an audience, and you're going to do a targeting that's going to go off of coffee drinkers, right? You could have let's say you're going to do a coffee company. Let's say you're going to do that. And you've got this massive audience of people who drink coffee, who like Starbucks. That's too big an audience. What you want is people who like Starbucks, who live in this, this county, and they also have, this unique thing about their county that you can then tie into, right? That's the kind of stuff for that kind of thing. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and keep on going here. And let's jump now into the actual lead gen form. So again, we're wanting to have congruency with all of this. So we have a $49 first treatment special, but what are we treating? The back. So we want to make sure that's now congruent. So $49 first back pain. Let's see. And we'll actually back pain soft wave treatment. $49. And this is horribly written. We're going to get it rewritten here. This is terrible, terrible headline. So say get back pain relief for $49 with soft wave. That's better. Okay. Now I like what happens in where it says this special offer includes a de blah, de blah, de blah, de blah. Okay. So I like that component of it. But what we want to do is we're going to use our good friend Jasper here again. Okay. And we're actually going to do two things here. The first thing is we're going to take an AIDA because I want to out which version is going to be a little bit better. But then we're also going to use another tool utilizing the Facebook ad copy. And this is how you can keep things congruent. If you've got a tool like Jasper, it makes it really easy. If you don't have a tool like Jasper, base everything you do off of your ad copy, off of that primary ad text. Base your headlines, base the things you're saying on your images, base your lead gen form, base everything off of that primary text. I'm gonna let you in a little secret though. Nobody cares about the primary text. Okay, it's very rarely fully read. Usually what happens is people will see the picture, they'll see the headline, they'll see the little snippet that they'll see up at the top, and then they click. All right, that's usually, 9 times out of 10 what's going to happen. But if you make sure that everything's centered around what that Facebook ad copy says, it will keep everything congruent automatically. Okay, so there's your little trick of the day here. And so what we're going to do is we're now going to say I want to do an offer post here. We're going to go ahead and punch this in here, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our headline here, put that in there, and we're going to do hopeful and hopeful for the tone of voice. Go ahead and make it do 3 outputs for us here. So go ahead and spit out some outputs. Give it here just a second to go ahead and do that. And then real quick, for those of you who are on Facebook here, of course there was a problem. You guys can, if you guys want, I'm going to go ahead and put this in our chat here. So let me go, I'm going to copy this here. So if you guys go to chat.restream.io/FB, you can connect in there, and then I'll actually be able to see your guys' names and stuff when you chat in. All right, so here we go. What's cool about with this, so we got this one here, and then I'm also going to go ahead and I'm going to clear these outputs, and we're also going to generate a new one over here, and we're just comparing to see which one's going to do better, right? I really like this one. I do really like that first one. It's really nice. But from a lead gen form perspective, these ones also do really well. Now here's why I also like these from the lead gen form perspective, especially this very first one. Okay. So first off, it's short, sweet, to the point. And that's what you want on a landing page. If you get landing pages, if you get Legion forms, if they get big and fluffy, people aren't going to spend the time on it. Imagine you click on an ad and you get a wall of text. It's too much. You're not going to read it. You're just going to move on, right? So you want to get short, sweet, to the point, and succinct, okay? That's what we're shooting for. And that's why I like using the offer post tool here with Jasper, because it will take everything and just, whoop, we're going to make it a couple sentences. So if you're looking for relief from back pain, look no further. SoftWave is the most effective treatment on the market today, and we've set aside 20 vouchers so new patients can receive their first SoftWave treatment for $49. Use promo code SoftWave50 during checkout to get started now. Offer expires blah, 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 blah. Okay, so what we can do, I love that. It's much better than this because you see how this is a lot longer. It's still pretty short, but it's longer. It's fluffier, right? This is short, sweet, to the point, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead. We're going to pop this in here. Boom. And we're going to make some changes to this because obviously we're not going to be, we're not doing a promo code. So if you're looking for relief from back pain, look no further than SoftWave. Look no further. SoftWave is the most effective treatment on the market today, and we've set aside 20 vouchers so new patients can receive their first SoftWave treatment for just $49. Okay. And what we can do is say the special offer includes one treatment of SoftWave therapy, and then instead of all these things here, we can say something like, which will reduce pain and swelling, promote healing. So we're going to say reduce pain and swelling, promote healing of tissues and muscles, and increase your range of motion. Okay, functional elevation, again, which will identify the source of pain, the source of the back pain, and doctor consultation. So we don't need any of that. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to kind of, so the headliner is the one treatment of SoftWave. So a function evaluation, which will identify the source of back pain, and then the doctor consultation, all included for $49. Okay, so let's go ahead now, go over to the AIDA here, and we're going to say, and this one has a sense of urgency, so I kind of like that here in this. So we're going to go ahead here. I'm going to go ahead and copy this real fast. Okay, I'll copy that. Boom, so it's giving us a sense of urgency, which is also important when you're doing this kind of stuff. So don't wait. Fill out this form to claim your limited time voucher. Perfect. All right, so now we got that. We've got our questions. It's all set up there. The rest of this should all be good to go. And then we're going to keep our targeting exactly as it is for that. Okay. All right. So going back to our tool here, the things that were flagged where we had a serious problem with, the most serious of our problems was our conversion rate. Out of all of our problems we were dealing with, our most serious problem was our conversion rate. Okay. Followed immediately by our click-through rate, with kind of sort of a problem with your impressions, but not really, right? It's within your realm of normalcy. But your problems were your click-through rate and your conversion rate. When you see those two together like that, where both the click-through rate and the conversion rate are poor, you're looking at a congruency problem, okay? And how you fix the congruency problem is you go through your template. Is it fluffy, right? Do you have a bunch of fluff in it? Is it, if it's not fluffy, is it clear, right? When somebody sees the picture, when somebody reads the ad copy, when somebody sees the headline, Are all of those components clear as day what they're going for? If you're advertising something that's completely unique, never done before, you're going to be in a bit of a pickle with it because there's an element of education that needs to occur. And so you've got to make sure that your offer will give people enough information so they can get that education, or do an offer that leads to the actual end product. Great example of this, again, so we do a lot of marketing in the medical space. So a great example of this is if you got something like stem cell. So for those of you who aren't familiar at all with stem cell therapy, it's a regenerative therapy where they can inject stem cells like into your knee, for instance, if you're having knee problems, and it promotes your knee to actually regenerate. That's why it's called regenerative medicine. Regenerate cartilage and whatnot. It helps naturally fix that, so you don't have to get a whole knee replacement. So that is a hard thing to explain on a Facebook ad, right? It's also a hard thing to get people to come to a consultation. So what do you do instead? Well, people like food and people like free food. So what can you do? You can do a workshop, a dinner workshop or a lunch workshop where they can come to a restaurant, a nice restaurant, where they will learn a new way to heal knee pain, right? So what you're doing is you're saying, okay, from the user perspective, I have knee pain. I want to learn how to get rid of knee pain, and I like food. So you've checked the 3 boxes. They're now willing to go ahead and take you up on that, right? You don't need to go into all the details on what that procedure looks like because it's a complicated thing. But it now gives you as a marketer an offer that you can present to people that they can use to get to the end goal if it's more difficult. So you want to make sure that your ad copy and your ads are fluff-free, clear as a bell, and that everything is easily actionable, okay? And if they aren't checking those boxes, you're going to see it in the data. You're going to see it just like how this showed up here. You're going to see we have a problem with that conversion rate. We have a problem with that click-through rate. The click-through rate wasn't off by too much, but the conversion rate was really, really off, which means that the click-through rate being not so far off means that you're getting there, right? You just got to do a little bit of cleanup, which is what we did. But the conversion rate being way off means, okay, we got a congruency issue, right? And so that's what we fixed here with this template, is now we have no more of that congruency problem. Now, what we can do really quick here on our last couple minutes is we can take this exact template now that we just did, because we saw in the old template that it was calling out for different conditions. Well, now that we have a template that's ready to go for a condition, we can now duplicate that, right? So now what we can say is, so one of the things maybe could be sciatica, right? So we can say first treatment, we could do sciatica focused, right? So we can do that. We can go ahead here. We can say soft wave, right? So that was one of the things that they called out was sciatica pain. Just $49 for your first treatment. Claim your $49 treatment today. Imagine suffering from, instead of chronic back pain, chronic sciatica pain every day. And then imagine it was gone without invasive surgery, addictive medication, software therapy is the cutting edge, right? Reverse chronic pain or chronic, we can say this. Switch this to sciatica pain, revolutionary therapy, perfect, right? So boom, now we can go to our ad media. In this case, we'll be able to go to Canva for those of you who know me and my Canva. And I believe it's inside here. Still trying to get used to Canva, especially the way Sam likes to lay things out where he throws them all into one. I think that's not what we're looking for. He likes to throw them all into one template thing. I'm like, what is this? Split them off into separate ones. And I'm looking for this from severe back pain. Let's look for that, right? Blah, 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 blah. Knee pain. More stuff. Gotta find it. There it is. Okay. Okay. So we can say from severe sciatica pain. And instead of doing this as a video, which we would rather do a video, I will say, videos are a lot more persuasive. But in this case, we're just going to go ahead and do an image for now. So what we'll do is sciatica pain here. And we'll go ahead and go with this picture here. So I can already hear the ghost of Sam's saying, demonstration, demonstration. Demonstration would be better. It would be much, much better to have that video. If we had a video of sciatica being treated, that would be perfect. So that's what we would want to go for. But in this case, we're just going to show this picture. This should get approved by Facebook just because it is not somebody's actual body. It's an animation shot. So Facebook's all kind of picky when it comes to what's called their personal attributes policy. For those of you who do anything in the medical space. All right, so we'll go ahead and we're going to download page 54. I want to just do the current page and think we'll go ahead and download it as a video and then also as a JPEG as well here. So for those of you who have seen me struggle through Canva, I'm getting better. I am getting better. So you can all be very happy for me. All right, and there's the MP4. Yes, go ahead and do that too. Perfect. All right, so we're not going to use that one. We're going to go ahead and do this one. We'll do the video first, and then we're going to go ahead and do the picture. Perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and go through our here. So instead of get back pain relief, get sciatica pain relief. If you're looking, look And all this I think is good, except for just saying sciatica here. Let's just look for the word back anywhere. Okay, from the source of the sciatic pain. I think that's it inside of here. Yep. So we should be good. We'll go ahead and do this, save template. So there we go. So through optimizing, we were now able to make an additional template just by making a couple of tweaks, right? And boom, now we have multiple options for our clients so they can get that granular targeting that we're looking for. So they can go after people that are back pain. They can go after people that are sciatic. We can make another one here for neck pain. We can make another one for, the shooting pain, which is sciatica, shooting pain down the leg. You can do these multiple things now that you have a base template. And that's what the beauty part of Upex is. You can just hit duplicate template, a couple little tweaks, and you're done, right? I was able to create that new template in, 4 minutes, 5 minutes? And now we've got that available to our clients. So, that's what when you're optimizing campaigns, you guys are all going to get access to this health score spreadsheet. And the way it works, I just kind of want to reiterate how this works. So you're going to put in what your daily budget is. You're going to put in what your impressions are. You're going to put in your CPM, your click-through rate, your conversion rate, and your target CPL. All right. So your target cost per lead. And what it's going to do is it's going to calculate for you what is a problem and what isn't, okay? So for instance, like I said, we can go back to this data here, and we'll just keep playing with this, right? So let's say our impressions were way off. Let's say, we only had 1,200 impressions, right? So now that tells us we have an impression problem. Or let's say we did spot on what we were looking for, and we had 2,200 impressions, right? So we're good. We're right where we need to be. But then let's say that our click-through rate was, let's say our click-through rate was 1%, and our conversion rate was, our conversion rate was only 3%, right? So it's going to spit out what your target actually needs to be based off of your budget based off of your CPMs and based off of what your target CPL is, right? Or let's say let's say we hit everything that we're supposed to, right? We have a 10% click-through rate, we're hitting all of our impressions, right? And let's say our target CPL though is $5, right? Now we have a problem, right? It's flagging that problem. Or maybe our target CPL is $8, or maybe you see we still have a problem, but you can see what our target is, right? We just need to improve our conversion rate from 10% to 12.49% and our click-through rate from 1% to 1.25%. The other part that's really cool about this tool that you guys are going to have is it's going to help you realize your expectations, right? So let's say you've got a client, all right? And I run into this all the time. Say you got a client, they are running, they want to do $20 a day, okay? And they want to get, let's say they're doing a $20 a day budget. Let's say their CPM costs are like 30 bucks, right? And then let's say that they want to get, $5 cost per leads. It's just, this is not something I would say, or we could even say that they just want to do $10 cost per leads, right? Look at the results you have to generate in order to hit that target, right? This calculator will tell you you need to have a 16% conversion rate and a 1.65% click-through rate. Keeping in mind the industry standard across the board for marketing is a 1% click-through rate on Facebook ads and a 10% conversion rate on your lead gen forms. So you're asking to go way above industry standards. That client's asking you to go way above industry standards. So it helps keeps you in check with expectations, right? So if you wanted to see what industry standards were when you had those kind of results, you'd say, well, you know what? You're actually looking more at like $15 cost per lead is what you should be expecting, not $5, right? Or, or let's say somebody is like, or this will also come into play too if you want to do a $10 cost per lead, but they're only willing to pay 10 bucks, right? You can see the type of results that you're going to have to hit to even get with a $10 budget. You're going to still need to get a 16% conversion rate and a 1.65% click-through rate with a $10 budget, right? So it allows you to kind of be armed to your client and just say like, okay, well, what are your expectations? And then you can quickly see what the calculator is going to throw out to you. Is that realistic or not? So you can kind of adjust those expectations. So this is going to be really important for you guys in helping you deal with your clients, as well as optimizing and finding where there may be some issues. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually share this right now in the chat here. So anyone with this link is going to be able to view, and then you should be able to copy. So what we're actually going to do here. So just make sure that when you view it, you should be able to make a copy inside of your own Google Drive, and then you'll be able to have this without messing with our calculator, because we use it for our own clients. So anyways, I will post that in the comments once the video actually posts. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I look forward to the next one.